Have you ever wondered why, if God is all-powerful, he doesn't destroy Satan and the fallen angels? After all, they are the source of evil and have been causing suffering to humanity since the beginning of time. Doesn't that seem logical? If God has absolute power, why doesn't he put an end to evil once and for all? In this video, we will explore one of the deepest and most fascinating questions about the nature of God, the battle between good and evil, and why, in his infinite love and wisdom, God still allows Satan and the fallen angels to exist. Stay with me until the end, as this reflection might change your view on God's purpose for the world. The freedom to choose, the foundation of God's love. First, we need to understand the concept of the freedom to choose. For God's love to be genuine, it must be free. Think about it. It wouldn't make sense for God to create beings who loved him out of obligation, right? True love only exists when there is the freedom to choose. God gave all created beings, including angels and humans, the ability to choose. When the angels were created, they too had the same freedom. But unlike God, who chose goodness and perfection, Satan and other fallen angels used that freedom to rebel against God. Satan's rebellion, the origin of evil. In Isaiah 14 verses 12 to 15 and Ezekiel 28 verses 12 to 19, we see the account of Satan's fall. He was an angel of light, created perfect, but the freedom to choose allowed him to rebel against God. He wanted to be equal to God and challenge his authority. But why did God allow this? God is not the author of evil, but by creating free beings, he allowed them to choose, even though this included the possibility of choosing evil. The consequence of the rebellion, judgment, and the fall. When Satan rebelled, he was not destroyed immediately. Instead, he and his followers fell. This moment is known as the fall of the angels. They lost their position in heaven. But curiously, God did not destroy them immediately. The reason for this is that God is not moved only by power, but also by justice. In 2 Peter 2 verse 4, we see that God has already reserved judgment for them. They were not set free to cause more destruction, but they were also not destroyed instantly. Why? Because God temporarily allows evil so that the consequences of their choices can be revealed and divine justice can manifest at the right time. The spiritual battle, God's victory, is already guaranteed. Here, we come to an even deeper question. The battle between good and evil is not an equal struggle. It's not that Satan has the same power as God. Far from it. God is infinitely greater. And God's victory over evil was decreed from the beginning of time. But God, in his wisdom, has a plan that is unfolding. He does not erase the freedom of choice nor the history of Satan's fall, because he is revealing to all, including angels and humans, the consequences of evil. And at the same time, he is showing the depth of his love and his ability to redeem what has been lost. The hope of redemption and the end of Satan. God does not destroy Satan immediately because he offers redemption to those who repent. However, we know that one day, God will definitively put an end to Satan's work. In Revelation 20 verse 10, the Bible reveals that at the end of times, Satan will be thrown into the lake of fire, where he will be destroyed forever. What we need to understand is that God, in his greatness, allows evil to have its moment, but in the end, He guarantees that evil will be defeated and removed forever, and the victory will belong to God and to all those who have chosen to be on his side. The purpose of evil and the freedom to choose. Now, you might be wondering, if God knows that evil exists and that Satan will lose in the end, why does he allow evil to continue causing so much suffering? The answer is that God gives us the freedom to choose, and he also teaches us the value of good through the contrast with evil. Imagine a world where there would be no possibility of choosing evil. The love, goodness, and faithfulness of each person would only be forced without real value. The suffering and difficulties we face are also part of the process of spiritual growth and understanding what it truly means to live in harmony with God. God's perfect plan. God cannot kill Satan and the fallen angels now because he is just and good. He allows the story of evil to unfold to reveal to both angels and us the importance of the freedom to choose, redemption, and true love. Although evil still exists, God's final victory is already guaranteed. God calls us to choose good, to choose light, and to live according to his divine plan. And in the end, all those who have chosen to follow God will be part of the final victory over evil. God has a plan for each of us, and the struggle against evil is part of this great plan. No matter what happens around us, we can trust in his justice, his love, and most importantly, in his victory. If you haven't yet made the decision to follow God, know that he is calling you to a future of peace and love. God has control over everything. If you like this video, give it a like, share it, and subscribe for more deep reflections on the Bible and life. May God bless you.